Now let's talk about various different tools that you can actually use in this case to create some funnel diagrams, to create some funnel sketches. Now the simplest way to create a funnel sketch is on a pen and paper. It's happened to be so often that I'm at the airport or I'm somewhere outside and I come up with this great funnel idea and I want to put it down somewhere. Now unfortunately, even if I can write it down on a piece of paper or on my phone in a smartphone app, I still cannot create what the actual funnel would look like. So what does help is a traditional pen and paper. You simply start with a blank paper, put down the opt-in page, put down the next step and the next step and the next step, and by the time you land, by the time you're done with whatever boredom was keeping you occupied otherwise, you would have a very cool idea of a funnel that you can go home and implement. Simple funnels are even easier. When I'm talking about a two-step funnel, it is much easier to execute, but complicated funnels will take more space on a piece of paper, will take more critical thinking to analyze and see how you can squeeze out the most amount of leads and money from those places. Now what we do quite often is we use one of these two apps at the moment. We have another one that's being built right now, and for now we use these two apps. So we've got Draw.io, which is a free app for most part. Let me show you back here. So Draw.io is a free app. Just go to Google or anywhere, type in Draw.io, and you can create diagrams essentially and save them to one of these places. So I'm just going to choose device because I want to make sure that I create and I can save something in here. So I'm going to create, let's go for crazy little funnel. And I'm going to choose one of these. Now there are quite a few different options. Of course, something like Venn diagram would work for you. A UML might be okay, and I'll circle back to this. I mean, you can see this is a little bit what a funnel looks like. Tables won't really work for you. Software will not really work for you because it's a little bit more technical. It's a bit more intricate. Then you've got some other options here as well. This is more like a flowchart, which is okay, but you know, they do keep adding new templates as well, so I would recommend you look into those. Networks not relevant, maps not quite relevant, layouts more like a mock-up, so not relevant. Flowcharts are good. I mean, this is basically determining the flow of how your funnel is going to flow. Then you've got engineering, charts, which again, I don't think that relevant. Business ones are good, but you have to see if this is one of those that you want to use. Then you've got a blank diagram that you can start with. So I'll go to UML, and I want to show you one of these. So let me see if I can show you this one. And if you don't like it, you can always go back and create a new one. That's perfectly fine. So I looked at it some more, and I don't like it. So I'm going to go back and create a new one. So let's go back and actually use flowcharts in this case. See if one of them is more along the lines of what we want. Okay, so this is the flowchart. I think this is okay. I don't need all of these, so what I'm going to do quickly is I'm going to just select a lot of that and whoops, and delete it. See if it's worked. Okay, some of it got left behind. Okay, let's delete it. You can also start with a blank canvas if you want. So essentially, I'm going to drop stuff, use a blank canvas. What you're doing is you're doing this. So you're saying, okay, opt-in page, let's give them a 5-minute video on Instagram traffic generation trick. Okay, then after that opt-in page, let's send them to a thank you page, which is also doubles up as our sales page. So I could say thank you sales page, sell Instagram automation software. $19 per sale. This is just for me. If I'm promoting this as an affiliate, this is just for me to know. And what would really help then is some kind of arrow in between to know how the funnel goes. So this is an upsell, and I mean, some people like to put things like this in this order. Oops, there we go. And I'm going to just try and, whoops, not that. Okay, I'm gonna delete this one because I think it's better to connect here. There we go. Perfect. So we have this, and what I can also then do is I can add some emails as well. So I could say, okay, when someone signs up here, I can send them an email, and this email might say download video or watch video, plus ask to go to thank you page, right? So that's the objective of email number 1 right over here. Then I could also have an email number 2, so I can just copy and paste this and move it here. Email number 2, talk about 3 mistakes people make on Instagram due to lack of time. And that's email number 2. So I can also have different kind of, let's say, oops, I'll delete this. Let's get rid of the arrow. Yeah, so as you can probably tell by me trying to work on this, it's not really the most user-friendly for when it comes to sales funnels. I mean, it's okay, but it's not the most user-friendly. So you've got these emails, and all these emails lead back to the sales page. This is as simple a funnel as it can get. Just for the sake of it, I'm going to delete this stuff over here. Okay. So this is a very simple way to execute a sales funnel. You don't need to make it more complicated than that. The key thing, as I'm trying to tell you, is that you need to make sure that your opt-in page is congruent to what you're trying to sell later. And always try to sell when people opt in, because that is the time when people would be most likely to want to purchase something from you. They just heard about you, they've just found out that you're giving away some kind of free training or something, and that's a good time to build some trust with them and sell them on something if you so choose. So if I head back here, Draw.io works amazingly well. You've also got the pen and paper option. What we tend to do is we tend to build stuff in Klaviyo. So if I go back here, and you'll see some branding as InstaSuite at the moment, but we are in the process of shifting it. So if I go into the funnel builder, if I look at this one, InstaSeries, I'll go back here. What I can do also in a very simple way is I can choose a first step. So this is my first step, and I can say, okay, let's add this, and that's it. This is our simple funnel. And if I wanted to have an upsell, this could be an upsell. Right, so if people buy, take them here. If they don't buy, maybe take them somewhere else. Right, maybe take them to another thank you page where I can sell them something else. So this is how you can at least visualize funnels. I think visualization is very important for when it comes to sales funnels or opt-in funnels, and that's something that we are building a new platform for. It'll be called Smart Funnel Designer, and we're hoping it'll be out in a few months, if not already when you're watching this series.